The purpose of the prophetic missions was to give glad tidings and warnings to humanity, and although they spanned thousands of years and appeared among vastly different communities of people over that time, they were all distinctly unified in their divine message. No one disputed this matter except those who had already received evidence before. Their dispute was only because of their own hostility. So, to deal with this dispute, God, through His will, sent guidance to the believers. God guides to the right path whomever He wants, and ensures preservation of His message and everything that is sacred. Self-interest, greed, and ignorance, which are often underscored by frailty and weakness, drive people to corrupt what is valuable, not only from a personal perspective, but in a way that has broad ramifications and impacts the lives of others. It is for this reason that the prophets and messengers advocated personal reform as the basis for positive change and as an example of morality and goodness for others to follow. Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq, peace be upon him, has said, "Be the inviters of people and call them towards beneficence without using your tongues, so that they may observe your endeavor, your efforts, and your truth and piety." Imagine having to guide the people towards truth, self-improvement, and salvation when many were turning back from faith, but not necessarily by denouncing it outright, but rather through the subtle and steady dilution and perversion of religious standards. All of this while struggling to simultaneously maintain social balance and equity and ward off corrupting forces from all sides. Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq, peace be upon him, describes it as follows: "Our tradition is hard and unendurable. No one can bear it except a near-stationed angel, a prophet sent by God, or a faithful servant whose heart God has tested for faith." The most valuable and sacred things in life are often the ones that require the greatest sacrifice to preserve. Making the necessary difficult choices in life require that a believer knows the circumstances that they are bound by. This includes not only the physical laws, but more importantly, the divine system that we all exist in. Imam Musa al-Kadhim, peace be upon him, says, "I found the knowledge of people to be in 4 things. First, that you know your Lord and recognize His subtle kindness. Second, that you know the blessings that He has bestowed on you, so that you might be grateful. Third, that you know what He wants and requires from you of obligations and prohibitions. Fourth, that you know what will expel you from your religion." A believer needs resilience and fortitude to remain anchored to their convictions. This strength has a tendency to give others the courage to do the same and remedy existing weaknesses. Such is the example of Imam Hussain, peace be upon him, who said, "I have not left my home in vain, nor to cause corruption or injustice. Rather, I have left to call for reform in the nation of my grandfather." He was seeking improvement and preservation of the lofty values of his grandfather by showing that personal strength and unwavering conviction can move mountains in the face of extremely difficult circumstances. Our Imam demonstrated that each person can become a unit of reform, so that others might observe and realize the potential within them.